Hello. Um, I was talking so much, but I wanted to share. I don't know if you see it, but I wrote on the board. My son was calling me. Uh, but in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. God is the Word. He was in the beginning. And when they talk about He was in the beginning, because God, Jesus Christ, is God. God in flesh, right? God did this because He loved us so much. He loved us that much. In the dependency, and a baby depends on the mom. Depends on the mom for nourishment. Depends. And God put Himself in that position for us. Could you believe that? Yes. Who would do that? God would, because He loves us. He loves us. And, okay, He was in the beginning with God. And he's talking about Jesus was in the beginning with God. All things were made through Him, that's Jesus, and without Him was not anything made that was made. And this is John 1. John chapter 1, verse 1. Now, in Genesis, you read, in the beginning. Same beginning right here. But this is the beginning. and even though they don't speak about the Son, Jesus, He was there in the beginning. He was still there in the beginning. Remember, God in the beginning. Jesus is God. Okay? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, the earth was formless. And it's just a glob of, formless. Okay. And empty. There's nobody, no person there, no animals there, no nothing there. No. You know who was there now? Darkness was over the surface of the deep. Darkness was there. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And you know what God did? God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that it was good. And He separated the light from darkness. God called the light day, and darkness He called night. There was evening and there was morning the first day. God said, "Let there be a vault between the water to separate the water from water." So God made the vault and separate the water under the earth from the water above. And mind you, the water above, there was water above the earth. On this earth He made and formed, there's no rain. There's no rain. So the water was over. And there was water on the surface of the earth. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. And God said, "Let there be water under the sky to gather to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground a land, and and gathered the water and called it a sea. Sea. Seas. Seas. We say oceans, but seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seeds bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to various kinds. And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seeds according to their kind, the trees bearing fruit with seed it according to their kind. And God saw that it was good, and there was evening and there was morning, the third day. Then God said, let there be light in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years, and let them be light in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. And of course, the greater light is the sun, and the lesser light is the moon, and the stars, and all that, lesser light. And also he made stars. This is where he says, made stars. God set them in the vault of the sky and gave light to the earth to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, and the fourth day. And then God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky. So God created the great creatures of the sea, and everything and every living thing with which the water teems, and the morning and move about in it, according to the kind, and very winged birds according to its kind, and saw it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water and sea, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning, and the fifth day. See, I have to do it so big. I don't know if you see the big. It's so big because I can't read it. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, and livestock and creatures that move along the ground, and made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make mankind. That's us, mankind. Well, listen to us. He said, make mankind in our image. Our image. Now, of course, people speculate, was it his wife? No, they didn't mention that God had a wife and all that stuff. Remember, Jesus was from the beginning. God planned this. He planned this. This whole thing. And we were made in his image. Satan hates that. When he looks at us, he's looking at God, and he hates God. God threw him out of heaven. Remember, guys, he got thrown out. He was in heaven. He was a top angel. But God threw him out because he tried to do a conspiracy thing. On top, and you got to get the other angels together. And says, you know what? I can be God. I can be like God. I can be greater than God. I can do, and then these angels, yeah, you could, and all this stuff. And so some angels teamed up with the devil and said, yeah, we're gonna do this. But God already knew. God said, you're out of here, and took the angels. Take those angels there with you. Take them. And that's what we hear about the archangel Michael. But the devil was Lucifer. He was the top angel, but now he was really demoted. He's fired. Okay? All right? So, now look at it. So he made mankind in his image. When we talk about mankind, okay? Women like to say, well, mankind. Okay, yeah. Man was first. Man. Okay, we hate the. You take it up with the Lord, okay? You take that up with the Lord and see what you get. God don't make mistakes. In our likeness, which is in what we look like, okay? What we look like. At the eyes, the nose, mouth, what we look like. And 10, so that they may rule over the fish, we rule over the fish in the sea and the birds of the sky, over the livestock, over the wild animals, and over all the creatures. I mean, those bugs and all that stuff, flies that move along the ground. We have been separated. We have superior. God made us, and you should say, God made me. He made me. But people like to put animals first before people. God's image, people. You're in God's image. Those animals are not in God's image. I read the whole thing to you, and it says God said the animals would also be in my image. No, it's not written here. It's not written here. Not here. Not here. Because that's false. The animals are not made in God's image. The plants are not made in God's image. The fish are not made in God's image. The birds are not made in God's image. We are made in God's image. We, people, walk on two legs, we talk, we're supposed to be civil to one another. We'll say, hey, guy, how you doing? We're like, hey, we just might be the same, different colors, but we're like, our brains, like to say, oh, the black person brain is so small, smaller than the white person brain. Quite simply, every other race brain is so small compared to, who came up with that? Like the devil. Exhumes. He doesn't want. He incites in people, and people believe this, and they say, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right." But again, you're foolish to believe this because you didn't look at the Word of God. Of course, the Word of God is, thank you, Jesus. Also, not only in a book, but it's also on the tablet, your computer, your phone. It's an app. So, let's see. And let me see. I think I've think that was third. All right. Vegetation. I don't know what I did. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. Remember, the animals were male and female. Now, at this point, we only have a male which is man. We only have a male. That would be Adam. And I don't know why it keeps bouncing, but it does. Doesn't want me. Okay. 28. I don't even say the verses. I just like. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number." Excuse me. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds of the sky, over every living creature that moves over on the ground. Again, he's saying this to man now. Increase in number. I didn't have a baby. It was ruin my adorable figure. And then when you get old, you're like this, and then you're like, everything goes off. It falls down. You need plastic surgery, and it's not natural anymore. Okay? He said, be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful. Okay, again, I just do this, and I love going back over what I just read. Okay. Then God, this is 29, then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food, and all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has breath of life in it. I give every green plant for food. And it was so. 31, God saw that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, there was morning, the sixth day. Now, of course, he said male and female. Now, he gave this order for Adam. Adam was appointed, and he said, you're in charge, basically. Under me, of course, under me. You're in charge. Now, when it gets to Genesis, why did I do that? I always do that. I always do that. Okay, I did right. Hopefully, I can see the numbers, but it's hard for me to see. I tell you guys, it's hard for me to see. I try to see, and it's just hard to see. Why do you keep giving me this? I said 2. Didn't I say 2? I did say 2, didn't I? I did say 2. It's still giving me 1. Okay, maybe I didn't say 2 specifically. Okay, it's still giving me 1, but it's still giving me 1. It's still giving me 1. Why do you give me 1? I want 2. It likes 1. This tablet likes 1. I'm supposed to do a picture, and I know I'm talking. Let me see what I can do about 2. I don't know if I can do anything about 2. But at this point, you read that he could not find anybody from the animals as sufficient for Adam. And I look at that part and I like that part because this is a good part. And I don't know what I put there. I'm gonna be. I just might as well just type it in like this, and I will draw a picture. It'll be a cartoon. It's not gonna be a real person picture because I'm gonna draw a real person picture that takes time and stuff like that, and still to give me. I don't know what it's doing. It doesn't read what I'm saying. What is she trying to say? What did she say? She wanted what? 2? We don't know anything about that. You know, it's funny. Chapter 2. And then it goes, oh, I know what my what's happening. Now, might not be a picture that you know of. It might be a picture that I have here. I don't know what it's going to be. Let's see. Might have to be a real picture because, at a certain time, this device on this tablet says, it's way past your bedtime. You need to go to bed. I'm not looking up any more stuff for you. You're going to have to supply it in your own stuff. I don't care. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to see, although I do have pictures here for cartoon, but like I said, I can't not enlarge these pictures to make them detailed because my eyes kind of rack. But I'm going to try my best to try to either make one of my pictures, which I do, and this is how I draw cartoons for myself and stuff like that, or I will look in the photo lounge here and see, okay? Because photo lounge, that gives you a picture too. It does give you a picture, but of course my camera on this thing doesn't show very good pictures, doesn't. So let me see. I'm gonna try to do the reverse. Let me see. Get this. And it shows my finger because the camera is right there. Camera, you're right here. Oh, it shows my finger again. There we go. So I think I have a picture. I think I do. A picture. There we are. Picture. We have a picture. And let's see. I can also take a picture of something else, cartoon. But again, when God created us, He created us in His image. His image. We have the nose, we have the eyes, and when we're looking at God, we're looking at, now, angels, on the other hand, He did not say He created angels in His image. Note that. He did not say He created angels in His image. He said He created us in His image. Now, people like to put these things, and the devil has horns. Well, come on. You think the devil, an angel, in there is going to have horns, be red-faced and all that stuff, and have a tail, and he's in heaven? He was the top angel. Of course, don't be deceived, because if you look at things, if you look at it smart, I want to say smart, how do you get kids? How do you get kids to come? You sweeten them with candy. You might say candy, puppies, those things, to try, those guys who manipulated kids to come to them. manipulate them with sweet thing, something that looks good to them, right? Candy looks good. Puppies good. Kittens look good. So he's sweetening it. When a guy is courting a lady, what does he give her? He gives her good things. He gives her flowers, right? And they're beautiful, beautiful things. And that just woos the girl, right? You don't give us this ugly thing and say, "Hey, I'm yours." You know, she's not gonna want that. She's gonna reject him. The same way goes with Satan. Satan is not ugly, okay? He was beautiful, okay? Of course, we're calling a man beautiful. Is you say a man handsome. He's very handsome. Oh, but some people say he's beautiful. Okay? Remember, he's beautiful. So anyway, in this case, the devil was beautiful. Okay? And people like to put that stuff and say, yeah, horns and pitchfork and no. So how do you see? How does he persuade? You might be going with a guy and he looks so attractive. You say, "Oh, he is awesome. I love him," and all this stuff. And the girl, you know, her emotional. She gives her heart all up into that guy. She gives it all to him, and he's giving like, he's gonna say, "I'm gonna give up 50%. I'm gonna keep another 50%." And sometimes the guy, he gives like a good portion. He gives like 85% of her and to her, and she's giving 100% to him. Okay, she's giving her all to him. Okay, she's falling in deep. She's in the deep water. Okay, now he, I'm in this water, but I'm not ready to take the plunge. But anyway. He persuades her to come to him by flowers, by wooing her, by being nice, by being sweet, by being loving. And she's attracted to that, and that's why she comes. That's what the devil does. He persuades us. He makes it sound and makes it look good, like it's pretty and it's awesome looking, and that's how he makes it for us, to look at. And we look at this and we say, "Oh, yeah, that's awesome," and he loves us and he cares and all this stuff. He hates our guts, guys. Come on, he hates our guts. We're made in God's image. But the devil persuades us, and he looks persuaded. Good looking. Everybody chooses good looking. Oh, yeah. I like that one. Good looking.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
It's going bonker. Silly. So anyway, let me see. This is going down too. But I'm going to try to draw. It's trying to say, you better be quick about this because I'm going down. Silly, because I'll go on and on. So anyway, I'm going to try to draw this, and hopefully I'll get it. And you can see I'm trying to do a fast sketch because I really can't do, I'm going to do placement lines. Maybe people prefer me saying placement lines, rather than, can you see it? Because when my phone acts like this, it's not my phone. It's, I know it's not my phone. She said that was a phone. It's not a phone. Okay, tablet. Be correct. Politically correct. It's a tablet. And let me see. So it's a sketch. One time I did a sketch for someone, and I didn't finish the sketch. I was just showing the progress of the sketch, if you will. Progress. It was just progress. And the progress doesn't look, I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm drawing this, right? So that's why I did the progress, to let them, show them, hey, you know, I'm not taking this lightly. I'm really drawing this. So I wanted her to understand that I was drawing this. I wasn't like just making this stuff up. You know, I'm just saying, yeah, I'm drawing this and I'm taking it somewhere. You know, how you have those machines now that you take a picture and it's not really a picture. It's this machine that takes your picture, but it's not really taking your pictures. It's sketching it, sketching your photo. You take it there, and it looks like somebody sketched it, because you can manipulate with. But back then, that's all they had. They didn't have pictures back then. They had artists, and artists were the ones who did the portraits. So when you see, this is Jesus now. Okay. Back then, I don't know. I can't say with heart and say, yeah, there was a sketch of Jesus back then. No, there was a sketch of Jesus back then. Okay. Wasn't a sketch. Didn't say anything about a sketch. When you see Jesus at this table with his disciples, he didn't like pose there and said, yeah, give me, this make my likeness and everything. And, you know, yeah, my disciples smiling. Smiling, and as their, you know, food is their Last Supper, you know, the Last Supper, and they're all smiling. Yeah, say cheese. No. So they didn't, there was no cameras or anything. So it started out with artists. Back then, there was no artists. And not to say there was artists there. It was just, they didn't make portraits, I guess. Back then, they didn't make portraits and say, you know what, Jesus, let's get you on in a portrait of you. And of course, people got their ideas of what Jesus looked like. And of course, whoever was the artist, he's not going to make it a black Jesus, okay? He's not going to make it a black Jesus. If the artist is white, he's going to make Jesus white. He's not going to make Jesus black, you know. Yeah, I'm going to just make Jesus black just for fun, you know, because I think Jesus is all black, you know. So don't fault and say, you know, he's prejudiced because he should have. Of course, people do that. Hope it's not fading out. Because I am trying to look at the, and if I just make it at this, forgive me. But, I have my earrings on. No, I took those earrings off. And they said, well, I did my geology. They said I started off as an Indian, my ancestor. Because I have like very, I have Indian, but it's like not a lot Indian. Just not a lot of Indian in me. So I thought I did. I was like, wow, I have Indian in me, you know. I was getting happy because I had Indian. Not because people said, oh, you get money if you have and all this. No, I was because I said, yeah. Well, this would kind of clear up of, you know, how I was thinking. Because people were saying, you know, people said that about black people. Black people were believing that, hey, I'm half Indian, you know. I'm half Indian. I'm kin to Indians. I'm kin to some Indians. I'm kin to them, but again, it's not because I'm close. It's just that in theirs, they're closer because of their family. Their family is closer. But the truth be told, Indians didn't always mingle with blacks. Okay? They mingled with a lot of blacks where they were having babies with black people and all that stuff. No, wasn't a community party. Did they mingle with some? Yes, they did mingle with some. Remember, the white man at that time, that was his catch, you know. The Indians was his catch, you know. So he was like, this is my catch. It's my stuff. Mine. Okay, I made myself in this portrait. I made me. Have some hair. And I like to put my hair, that is hot. Okay, guys, it's very hot, and I don't like having my hair out. I don't. Because if it's hot, I don't want my hair in it. In this, it's just like, I just want to make sure that everybody understands. There's images right here, and there's a light. But anyway, that's me with my wrinkles. You get old and you get wrinkles. But anyway, this is me. It's fast. It's just a fast little sketch. Now, there. Okay. But anyway, for my lesson, detail, I'm always about, I like to get details here. Now, this right here. Sorry. That's good enough. Now, again, I hope everybody that even watched this, nice one in the background, treat her like a lady, listens, because I've always raised my kids to look at that girl as a future wife. Maybe not your future wife, but somebody's future wife. Somebody's future wife. It may not be yours, but it is going to be somebody's future wife. And you look at that lady, and you don't insult her. You don't insult her and call her names and stuff like that, and call her a B, and call her a W, call her, those names are not treating her like a lady. That's not treating her like a lady. And these, like I said, it may, it's a future wife to someone. And it may be yours. And you want to start off that way and say, you be, you're this. Oops. Sorry about that. So, again, I tell them this, and sometimes when what the kids do, they get with their friends, and their friends don't talk that way because they're not being taught that. Maybe their parents are not probably not saying